And we are live. I just have one more post to go, and then we are ready to go. So, welcome everybody. This is the Meteor.js help desk, where we go through anything that comes across my desk in regards to Meteor, questions, problems, issues, tasks. 1 hour. Apologies, I had to start a bit late due to delays outside of computer. So hopefully that's all sorted now. And let's see what we have today. Also, if you have any questions or want me to look at something, put that in the comments and I'll be happy to take that as a priority. Also, if you are my sponsor, then you can jump in the studio and join me live. And let me bring that up. So if you become my sponsor, you will get at the beginning of each month newsletter that will give you the links to join me in all these studio sessions, and you can ask me questions directly. You can look together on things and problems. And it also allows me overall to spend more time on open source and developing that. So let's get started on the forums. Using that in a bit more. One of the big benefits, if I get sizable enough new sponsor or more of them, then I can upgrade the quality of these streams. But it's like additional $250 that I don't have. But anyway, first things first, it's official. Meteor 3 release is out. So actually also the patch 3.0.1 is out. So if you're upgrading to that, just go with that, because there was some issues with not all packages getting published in the main release. So a lot of other small fixes. I think especially Meteor not Meteor, but Windows guys are going to have some possible fixes, and there are a few more going on. So let's see what we have here. New cement mass is it. Congrats. Oh, great. And as always, we'll go to the help category. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that I have not looked at, and we'll take a look. And we have this one as a 5th one. So let us take a look here what we have. Setting number of MongoDB connection. Is it possible to set number of connection each new instance makes to MongoDB a little under 20 nodes, 22 on MongoDB, and then use more than 250 connections, which means you have to pay for a higher tier of service with Atlas, which we'd like to avoid. Yes. Is there a limit to the number of connections? Yes, the issue was, set connection option, pool size. Is to correctly set connection options, one needs to create an internal package to correctly schedule the changes before use of configuration. Simple alternatives seems to be Meteor settings. And there is an option. And there's the pool size. On this, I've recently actually did a update to Meteor. Let's take a look here. It was related to pool size. Yes. That was actually the minimum. So what I did there is for the connection is have the option that you can set up the minimum pool size. So let me share that here. I have recently submitted a PR allow for setting of minimum pool size. That is a good speed optimization. As for maximum pool size, let me go back here to the files. What we can do here. Okay, so it's also specifically related to uplog. So pool size for uplog. As for maximum pool size, it is the same principle. Probably the issue is the issue can be growing number of uplog connections. It's a good question. Where does exactly this falls? So let's see. We have the growing number of uplog connections. And hello, everybody. If you are on X or Twitter, I apologize. There's right now no way for me to see any of your comments writing. So if you go to either my Twitch or YouTube, then you should be able to catch the stream and be able to ask me questions and connect with me. As for maximum pool size, the same as principle. The issue can be growing number of uplog connections. Let's take a look at this package. Set connection options. Set additional Mongo connection setting via Mongo connection option. Let's see. That's for old Meteor 1.4 set connection options. Okay, and I've just lost this. Let me jump to here. The big issue with any of these, you have to, really closely, monitor and tweak the values to see how your app behaves and to receive the desired result. And let me see if I can do pool size, if I can find. Yes, we actually do have here an article about the pool size. So let me reference that, see the following article for reference. Boom. And I should probably include here let's see, speaking of Looking at this, I'm wondering if I had it in the settings. So let us start the let's go for over here. All right. And there is a bug in WebStorm here. So let's, oh, was it Alt 1? Yes. Let's jump to Mongo. And this is going to be, let's see, probably a good idea also to document these as well. We want to look and find here the options. That's though, this is options for selector. So that's the options there. Yes, new options here. Connection, ID generator, transform, and yeah, we need to definitely expand this based on what we have. And if I look quickly cheating, this was in the Mongo driver. So that'd be under the npm Mongo. No. Here we go, Mongo driver. Let's see. I think there is still a underscore fix waiting from Heriado. That should probably be added up pretty soon. So let's see what we have here. Here's the options. And here we see it's going from the Mongo packages, Mongo options. So let's see if we can. So what we have here or don't have is we need to find out what else do we have there. So we have max pool size, that's missing in this definition. Max pool size, optional, and it's going to be a number. Min pool size, again optional, and a number. And let's see, anything else do we have here? And we did see we have the uplog URL. It's not here, not uplog URL string. So I think we can do a big search options dot and see what else do we have here in the options. Okay, array filter, but in this case, I'm guessing as update async, so that does not apply, so that's going to be annoying. And what we have, if I quickly cheat here, look again, Also, we're talking about pool size should be something that's settable, but I don't see that here. So okay, interesting. I don't see it. Here we have the maximum and a minimum pool size. And this is like a pool of connections. So what it does, is, the minimum pool size sets, how many connections kind of should be established from the start, and to kind of keep alive, which allows you, once you connect, new people connect, it allows them to assign that established connection, so there isn't the delay of having to establish a new connection from the server to database and all that stuff. And of course, there's a maximum, so that then people have to share and whatnot. So right now, for me in my scaling story, the issue is minimum pool size, so that people can quickly get started. And let's see. Let me put this. Let's go to entire screen sharing. It's going a bit more info, but you'll see exactly what I'm saying. So through the code base, and can see pool size being set. Code base, Ether version 0.1, Mongo package. Pool size being set anywhere. So at best, that option has been discontinued. And if we look over here, we have only like the minimum and maximum pool size anyway. So nothing else to be added here. And I should probably be a bit naughty. And edit my answer at the bottom here. Let's see, can I do something like this? Okay, this, I have looked into this question as part of my help desk series. You would, if you like what I am doing, please sponsor me. Okay, and I'm not too happy that I have to kind of put it, but I would really love to really work more on open source, and that requires me to kind of get on it. So I'm actually going to start here. Okay, I have to really update my Meteor content, but I'm going to, let's see, playlists. No, I have to do it when I'm actually on the video itself. So I'm going to create a new playlist here for everybody if you are interested, and create a new playlist called Meteor.js helpdesk, and it's public. created one. Let me add here the current one as well. Now the benefit is that when I go back here, I will be able to see it, and I can reference it elsewhere, like here. Boom. So this is also something that I can now use on other places as well when I answered. So yeah, we've learned now that we don't have the pool size anymore. It's minimum and maximum, and you can set that via these settings. Probably one more clarification here. You can set them via Meteor settings. Let's add a JSON here, make it look nice. Packages. And in there, oops, Mongo. And we have min pool size, say 10, max pool size, say 40. Let me just very quickly run here. Min pool size, yes, and max pool size above it. That's set. Let's see. And I will be adding that here over settings. So we'll have also pull request as well. Comments, code, and comments around where options are applied. So I think this is perfect. I just need to copy this code for myself, and that's it. So I think a lot of you are watching me on X. I apologize. You will have to go to my YouTube Storyteller CZ, or actually no, let me double check that. Yes, at Storyteller CZ to be able to comment, or you can find me on Twitch under the same username. Okay. And that, I think more of this is also covered in the scaling guides as well. Transactions are too slow, very slow. And actually this one is solved or not. I have implemented MongoDB as described in this article, 2019, so this is pretty outdated. Asynchronous among operations. And at localhost, it works fast with no issue, but the Mongo hosting, MongoDB version 4, cluster TM10 is very, very slow. 7 seconds, it's empty. You remove raw collection, it starts to work fast, but transaction stops to work. Yes, because transactions are right now not in the adjusted, in the Meteor adjusted. So we kind of have to go into the raw collection, which gives you access to the NPM module underneath it. But I think it should be think if I remember how transactions go, gonna set, this is the start of the transaction, then you put in whatever code is happening, then you put this at the end and perform. So that should be the only thing that you should be needing really to have in the raw collection. Performance API, so thanks. My app is built on React. The components shows changes is waiting date from subscription. When I run transaction, it works fast, and the result from change language I saying that it comes at once, no delay. Delay happens in updating the object through subscription, so it takes some seconds that subscriptions gets new changes. If I remove raw collection in change language, there is no delay, but transaction does not work there, so there's something at collections. I've explained that. So now my question, is it normal that it takes so much time when subscriptions see changes, how to improve? Yeah, it only takes, it's supposed to take milliseconds, so that's strange. I don't know. Encountering the same problem. Most instance operation small, raw collections takes a long time. It's likely due to optimization in Meteor. If you use collection.update, Meteor will immediately push the notification all clients connected. If you use collection raw collection, you bypass all Meteor code. So it has no choice but to wait for the upload notification, yes, which requires a round trip to the DB and back, depending on your write concern. This might require full replication and write to disk for members. Use of transactions here probably makes things worse. By default, Meteor observes the upload of the primary and such the write concern doesn't impact the timing. As soon as the primary tells the secondaries, it tells Meteor too. However, with transactions enabled, I'm guessing that the upload entries Meteor observes are delayed until transaction is committed. Yes, that's correct, because that's the point of transaction. Everything needs to happen, and only then it's committed. And if something in that doesn't happen, then it gets reverted. The reason you don't see this in dev is you probably only have a single member replica set, so no replication time. You will also have close to zero network delay. You can use raise uplog to help with that. Or potentially now DDP router, we'll have to see. Okay, so this is just, we want to work with Meteor transactions. Yeah, that's also like another thing. If you use the raw collection, that's all happening on the server. It doesn't happen in Minimongo. The reason why we, for example, don't have transactions in Meteor, like by default, without using raw collection, is because all these functions are made so that they work with Minimongo. And we don't have that functionality in Minimongo at this point, so it's not available. Let's see. Globalizer has some more information. Who could hack to massively speed this up? Meteor refresh seems to be an undocumented function. Force refresh on a document. Okay, that's interesting new stuff for me. Simply run it on your collection document when the transaction successfully returns. And as we say in the UK, Bob's your uncle. It's interesting. Comments from my side, as we are using TXN for every transaction. Okay. Recently posted about how slow it transfer thanks and increasing the pool size made things a little bit better for those local queries where we run data integration checks. So we fired a whole lot of queries in a short amount of time. Again, this goes back as we talked about the pool size. Be aware of write conflict errors from MongoDB coming out of the blue. We are still fighting with them as we haven't converted all of our MongoDB queries to the raw collection. But what MongoDB doesn't like is if you mix normal collection with raw collection. Interesting.
Yeah, I mentioned write conflict errors are PETA to fix because MongoDB doesn't tell you anything. Okay, commit transaction. So wow, this is an ongoing stuff. Confirm Meteor fallback supporting multi-blocker is not set, and this is a new stuff, so that came here later on. So I think there's already nothing else to add here. This is just kind of what we've learned so far. But I think, given everything, we can mark. What was it? Who is this? What's the name? Z News Sham or whatever. I'll mark this one as the solution at this point, and I think there might be better solution coming in the future. File uploads, AG Slingshot, still good, better options. That's old, 2015. Fast forward to today, or this is 2021. No, it is still maintained. So here I post here the links to these two. I'm zip cluster of files. Recently use this fork, Meteor Slingshot of AG Slingshot without an issue. Back to Bikes is actively working. Meteor Shop, so yes, that's a good one. And yeah, Mike King here is the one that's working on it. So this is something I'll be actually exploring in the future. So let's see, do we have? Okay, that's a lot of discussion here. Okay, so this is really resolved. The question is what to okay, so I think I'm going to answer this so that it's oops, I am probably put in my usual to answer this quickly for any newcomers. Here is the short version. I can type. Now the question, or actually the recommended stuff. So let's back to bikes. 2 years ago, latest there is an updated version of this package, and that's my slingshot. If you are starting from scratch, then you might want to check out. And that was, let's go to Atmosphere. It was Austriophiles, I believe. We have the edgy. Yes, it's relatively recent. And there's also Meteor files. Check. Yes, that's the package. So also it's like a spin-off business from this as well. So let's go here and let's give people the atmosphere links as well. Oops, I want to in the search. Slink shop. Yes, here we go. And also, if you have specific upload provider, be sure to check out their what is it called? Oh, blanking. SDK as well. So reply. I'll pick this as a solution. A bit of an abuse, but I think it will be nice. People who come here to see this. Next question. And we have here, hello, crap things. Yes, this is indeed live. And it looks like there has been a change because it says you're from Twitter. So yes. That's new to me that you can actually see this thing. That's okay. So that's probably a new feature that I missed in the change log for StreamYard. I can see on X as well. Yeah, so you can kind of reply, I think, to this stream, and I should be able to see your comments. So yes, this is live. All the mistakes and everything is happening live, and which also allows you to ask any questions that might come along, or if you want me to focus on specific topics. And let's go to the next questions here. Local Meteor packages, Mongo.set connection options, and Mongo set connection option is not a function error. Yikes. Ancient, 2016. My Mongo instrument MLab, which I don't think is, I think that was bought by Mongo itself, so keeps timing out. I tried setting the options in the URIB. Yes, it's set to no VS timeouts by default, and to configure that the local package, but keeps getting things. Let's see. Please let me know if you got a solution. I'm searching for a simpler solution. These meter settings for examples. Yes, the recommended solution would be on this to use the Meteor settings. As for overriding like that, you have multiple options how you can override or do stuff. You can, in this case, extending. You would import and then override the Mongo package or the specific function there with your function, or you would make a full copy of the Mongo package and then just change what you need to change, but not something I would recommend. So how to reload the page so the account doesn't automatically log out. That should not happen unless you have specific things. I tried using locational reload the page when there is an error. it works fine on the web, but the account automatically logs out on mobile Android app. Yikes. How can I not log out on mobile when using reload? So let's put this into the mobile section. Did he say Cordova? Mobile Android app. Yeah, let's just put it in the general mobile. And so I've never seen this issue before, but I started using location reload. Can you try using location replace to load the current page, but without creating a new entry in the session history, which might help preserve the session? Also, what errors are you getting out on the mobile before logging out? Okay. Okay, so this is where there is much more information that we need in order to resolve this properly. I would also like to ask if you can provide a code sample / production, but even before that, if you can tell us your Meteor version. Another thing we need, and if your app is using, if your Android app is using Meteor's Cordova or something else. Yeah, because you want to give us as many information as possible so that we can, replicate this or try, get better, have more information. This is, it has some good information, but it's nowhere near that we can go confidently, and it could lead to me just wasting a lot of time on kind of trying to create a reproduction with a setup that is different from what the person is asking questions. So I will not even go into that because it's just too little information. So let's see, we still have time. So we've answered that. Let me actually reload. Let's see here. So here's something. Here we have maintain a reactive object server side. And I'm going to jump here in the last one and mark this as the solution, just so that it's in the system as well. Cannot find module fibers. Another old question. You can see like 95 years later. So let's see what was the original question. After Meteor 1.4.1.1, but once added to AVS Beanstalk, I'm getting error below, and I help greatly appreciated. Cannot find module fibers. So they did some updates. Thing is that so let's see here what Skyrim says. So I've just been running Meteor production for the last while and getting a far simpler results. Might not be fast. I have script that pulls GitHub version, goes Meteor and swaps the new files and restarts Meteor production thoughts. Okay. Standby build. Upgrade to Meteor 1.8 to Meteor 3 release 4. Same time, build a Docker image 4 days. What a crazy nightmare. The installer script don't actually allow you to install Meteor 3 for Meteor 2.6 even if you specify the release. So build from source on GitHub. Yeah, that was the problem with the earlier release candidates. Anyways, it was a big chore. Mostly replace fiber with promises. Yep. Replace server side. Find one async. Couple of database problems. Super outdated packages. Removing those was insane. I can imagine. I know. iRouter doesn't work with Meteor 3, so I had to switch to Flow Router and rebuilding Lightweight Route for my huge ass app. If you have a huge app, gross. But it is done, and now I have Meteor 3 Docker image running on Kubernetes. Kudos. Let's take a quick look on what he is running. One unified platform, scale your business. Not bad. So it's a big platform. It's been 12 days since my last post, and I have been interested to fix my massive code base, but it's finally there. I prefer the fibers. Yeah, but it's all done dead. So what can you do? Just documenting in case any other person finds themselves wondering how long it will take. A long time, depending on your app size. I have like 1,000 functions in my software. So there isn't really anything for me to answer. It's just kind of observation in regards to Meteor 3 migration. And I think this goes for any software migration. The larger your application, if you have like something in the core that needs to be migrated, like we had with fibers, it's going to be a pain. It took Meteor 2 years from the start to getting released here, and it's probably going to take another year to really get all the kinks out. And that I think I'm going to segue to a personal promo segment. If you want some help with upgrading to Meteor 3, I do have I offer consultations. Let me post them, link in the chat on YouTube and Twitch. Let's put it out here. So if you go call.com/storyteller, you can schedule an appointment with me, and I'll be happy to kind of help you with all my knowledge to get started on your Meteor 3 migration or help you with issues. We can also use this as a potential initial consultation, and then we can discuss maybe me working more on your application specifically. These prices that you see here, I have a discount for Meteor 3 migration. I think at the end of the day, this is going to go up because Meteor 3 has been released. So I will be increasing these prices for the 1 hour consultation 2 more times, by $10 until I reach the equivalency with the general Meteor consultation, at which point I will discontinue specifically the Meteor 3 migration options. So get these discounts while you still can, because they will not be there for long. I think by the end of the month latest, these discounts will be gone. So let's see. And okay, here I have from last week, yes, or weekend, is in regards to real-time chat system with Meteor. I had a question there about the front end, didn't get an answer. So let's see, what else do we have? Let's take a look on this one, because this maintain a reactive object server side, that one is quite confusing. And then I'm going to do here, let's have a look on some of the oldest ones. I think most of the times I will just, like here, there's like solved. I will be putting it that has been already solved. So in the system. So maintain a reactive object server side. I have a build for my last application. a normalized data model. This is a design decision. I do want to keep this data model normalized, but of course my application needs some denormalizations, and some different denormalizations depend on the use case of the exact page of what the current workflow is. So I would like to have a fully denormalized in-memory object server-side. I do not have any volumetry issues, neither issues about building the object that all workflows will be able to use. My problem is how to get this in-memory server-side object reactively to underlying Mongo collection changes. I have tried to publish the object to a named but non-serialized collection. Works fine when subscribed to the client, but cannot use it from the server. I've also imagined that as the published collection is named, it might act as another collection in where run and find and so on, but no like here, find returns not to cursor. Okay. In summary, starting from my standard names, serialized collections, is it possible to build a reactive consolidate object server side? In my use case, this global object would be used by all users, and the volumetry is not an issue. So my question, like, here exactly why just put what you call an in-memory object into your collection. And the answer here is because that would either duplicate the data, maintenance code, and so on, or have to heavily denormalize my data model to provide data to all applicative workflows. I would still prefer just relying on some publications for each workflows for the client. Okay. Wow. I would say this is kind of borderline academic, potentially. Well, that's not really the word I want to use here. It's very unusual. And I'm having really trouble wrapping my head around this. Wrapping my head around this. Could you please provide some example on how you are doing things currently? And potentially some pseudocode on what you have in mind. Thanks. So yeah, because I am not understanding why would it be should not to put it in an actual collection on the server. Why do you have to keep it in memory? It's like also it's changing as well. So maybe it's just changing like release to release as they maybe like some sort of a model that then gets applied and run through. Yeah, I am quite a bit out of my league. So let's start with this. Yeah, let's put this as a solution. And not worry about it. So force browser to remember login credential February 15. How do you force browser to ask to save passwords in login forms? Mine does not ask, and I am not sure where to look for I'm using the login form is never submitted. A lot of discussion, but today it's not really. So most, it looks like safe when it's actually submitted. I think that's not an issue today. And let's see, let me think. Let me. Let's see. I'm thinking of spinning up. I can figure out how to exit this. I completely forgot how to get out of this. Oh, here we go. View, exit presentation mode. Thinking, because I think, in order to be prompted today, I think the browsers have advanced well enough that it's not a problem anymore. Let me try it on this project. And I think that should be just fine. So let me spin this one up. So let's start this bad boy. The old, that's Meteor 2.16 that I will be running this on. And let's see. Still building. I think it's going to go to 3,000. I am a bit worried about have used this, so I will, after a very long time, open Edge on Ubuntu. The irony. Sure, sign in. Where's my phone? Oh, I left it downstairs, so never mind. And it's going to be, and I'm using this because I want to be sure that I have not clicked previously, never save for this site, because that's what I do for my browsers. There we go. Let's see. No. You see, it already saved the data there. So Storyteller, and this one. What freaking email do I have here? Let me check on the place where I'm logged in. Oh, it should be this one as well. Interesting. Yes. Okay. So it allows me to save it. Yes. An update from 2024. Today, this is not an issue if you build your form input with password, or specifically input equals password, and then any submission of the form should get the browser to how was it? Get the browser to prompt user to save the password. So that's the almost 9 years ago. Yeah, so that is the answer to this. Not something you have to worry about, guys. So let's put that here. Or maybe I can also potentially be wrong because I'm using React there. Maybe some other places might not do that. And okay, let's do last two. Getting a bit overtime, giving you some extra time because I started late. So that's that. Can update Meteor for Windows. I attempt to run my Meteor app on new Windows beta. Meteor goes about trying to update stuff and then get message. Okay, so this is, let's see, we have a Windows section here. We don't, so that's correct. Yes. I think there's been really this is out of date completely, so there isn't really nothing to add here. Maybe I could consider again the answer, but in general on Windows, you want to build it in the, I think it's called WSL2 now, but in the subsystem Linux, so using development. If you are using it without that, then you might want to make sure that the Meteor folders don't have a Windows Defender turned on them because that slows things down a lot. But updating all that stuff should be already solved on Windows. So let's jump into our last question, see if we can do anything with this old one 9 years back. I'm trying to use async, run sync. Okay, so the example of the question is there's. This is going to be let's check the, let's go back to Meteor and see what you can find from this function, if we can find anything. So run sync. Was it, or run sync? Async.run sync. It's, I don't think that's this function is longer available. And if I think, okay, so it's in tools. Let's see what else do we have, what we can get. Async function, where is that imported from? Do we have anything like that in? And let's make this sensitive. let's do async dot. And let's put a space on that. Okay. Yeah. So I would say that at least since at least Meteor 3 async is no longer. I'm going to also put here probably earlier. Async is no longer available. The usual async wait API is available. Let's see. I don't see any mentioning here of a package. I have not seen. Yeah, so I have not seen anything about this API in the code base. If it came from a package, then I need to know what package it is to be able to help here. Yeah, so for right now, that's all I can put here. I think this is no longer available. So you have the general or the usual async wait that's available. And that's how we do things these days. Let's see, we have some latest news about Meteor 3, Nacho from Meteor team. This is a milestone for all dedicated developers who have believed in Meteor from the start, consistently providing solutions and achieving significant accomplishments both individually and collectively by offering worthy software to companies and users. It's also an opportunity for others to join, continue improving Meteor. Thank you all for Meteor community. Special thanks to Denilson and Gabriel Gruba, whose hands-on work and years of commitment and patience have helped shape Meteor into what it is today with Meteor 3. Yay. So, with that, I am over time, but that's a price I paid for being late today. Let's just a reminder, you can sponsor me on GitHub, github.com/sponsor/storytellercz. Any contribution is very much appreciated. It helps me to make these and other programs and spend more time on open source. And if you also want to, you can, let's see if I have it up here. No. You can also get a consultation with me. Let's do this call.com/storyteller. So that's where you can, that's where you can get the paid consultation with me. That also helps. And I think I have enough of knowledge to help you with most of your problems that you encounter around Meteor, or at the very least, point you in the correct direction. And with that said, thank you very much. Let me see if there are any last-minute comments that you might want to ask me. If you become my sponsor, you are able to come into the studio, ask me questions directly, or direct these sessions towards the problems you are having, or direct me to work on specific problems to help improve Meteor in the way that you would like, or that helps you and gives you return on investments. I did this for a few sponsors already, added a specific functionality into Meteor. A few more is to be added in the future. So that is that. Next stream is on Friday with Alim Ghaffar, Meteor Dispatches, where we will be talking all about the latest Meteor 3 release, finally, among other issues relevant to the community as a whole. And then I will be back on Monday. Let's quickly take a look what is the topic for Monday. And yes, I'll be working on Meteor roles package, and specifically working on a example, what I call the full checkpoint. So kind of providing a sample application which showcases all the things that you can do with the roles and how to apply that. And yeah, then last Monday of the month, I will be looking in Meteor 3 and the story so far. So anything that comes along there. And that will be also last week of July will be where we'll have another help desk. So this is every other week, at least until I get another sponsorship so that I can do this on a weekly basis. And with that, that is all for me. Last check on the comments. I see nothing. So thank you very much, and see you on Friday. Have a nice week.